All right, we're here for a free agent frenzy week. Going to talk mainly Bengals. Might touch on the Bearcats at the end of the show. Right now, it's just myself and Mark. Greg's running late. Matt has opted out, and we were going to have Antoine on as a guest, and he also had to opt out. So we're just going to kick it off with Mark and I for now, and Greg, I'm sure, will hop in soon. So no worries there. So any favorite moves you got for the Bengals signing? And the ones I have, and maybe let me know if I'm missing anyone. I have Gesicki, Stone, Rankins, and Bell are the ones that I know we signed, minus our own that we brought. We brought a couple of our own back earlier in the week, but those are the newbies.
Yeah, well, Moss too.
Oh, Moss. Yeah, I knew I forgot someone when I was typing this shit earlier.
Yeah.
That's one of the big ones
You-
too. But who's your favorite one out of that crew that you liked? Your highlight?
Um, it's a toss up between Gesicki and Rankins. I really like Sheldon Rankins
Yeah.
playing. I mean, clogging up the middles, super solid, and he's really good with pressure. And then getting that uh blanket for Burrow is huge. Actually, getting a tight end that can catch, preferably,
Yeah.
is pretty athletic is huge for him.
Yeah. I like Rankins. That's my vote if I've had to pick a favorite thus far, just because of how our D looked last year. We have to find a way to improve it. But Gasecki to me also is kind of almost more of a Boyd replacement, depending on what our young receivers do. Where how they're going to use Charlie Jones or what's his nuts, the other guy, brain freeze, Princeton, fast guy,
Oh, Yoshi.
Yoshi. God bless America. Yeah, so kind of depending on how they use them is how I feel like, but I still feel like Gasecki's more of a slot, kind of a slot receiver, even though he's a tight end. And I think I could see us bringing Hudson back on
I
a
would like Hudson back.
you know, for a depth piece. And that still doesn't, all that said, doesn't mean we might still take Bowers in the draft also.
It's true.
I don't see anything that we've done, like even though it's Gasecki, I still think we could still take Bowers, even if we bring back guys. So I think Hudson's kind of like that good kept secret. I think that the league still doesn't fully know how great he was. So I think we have a chance to get him to come back. Greg, now that you joined us, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We were just going through the ones that we signed. Gasecki, Stone, Rankins, Bell, Moss. Who is your favorite out of those? Like your highlight? You're the one that you're like, fuck yeah.
Oh man. I'll probably have to go with Stone. Um, just the fact that we get such an experienced and like productive member in the secondary, which
Yeah.
I think will help the young guys we have back there. I think if I had to pick one, that'd be the one. I heard you guys talking about Gasecki when I joined. I do like that a lot. And Brian, to hit on what you're saying, he does play well in the slot as well. With losing Boyd, or pretty much, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
official, but we're not going to.
Yeah. He's probably not coming back.
Yeah, so I think having Gasecki is huge as well. And then overall, I'm pretty pleased with what we've done so far. We addressed the issues we had last year. Um, so we'll see how it pans out when the season starts as well.
Yeah, yeah. Our vote really before you got on, we talked about Rankins too, the D tackle. That was my
Yeah,
vote for the number one. My pick was, and then what I was saying before was more the just how the defense was last year. We just did,
yeah,
improvement there. So I liked him a lot for that.
yeah. I like that as well.
Like I was feeling a need. He gets extra points just for filling the need, in my opinion.
Yeah. Are you going to change your answer when we get signed Chase Young?
Yes. Yes. So if we sign Chase Young, I will change my answer.
It'd be beautiful if we sign Chase Young and we go ahead and win the Super Bowl. That means him and Burrow won at the same time. So
I know.
just saying,
Don't worry. I'll find a way to give Chase Young credit. You just
I'm
hold
sure you
yours.
will.
You don't
I'm
worry
sure
about
you
that.
will.
But no, I like all the signings though. Like Bell, that he's going to be
Oh
the coach on
yes.
the field. So that's legit. You know,
And the Panthers are pretty much paying for him for us.
yeah. So it's win-win. You know how Mike Brown likes that, and
Yeah. It's like,
it helps our salary cap too.
yeah.
But well, how do you feel? How do you guys feel about Zach Moss and our new running back situation in general, having Travion coming back, Moss coming, and having Chase Brown. What's your
I, I
general
wasn't
thoughts on all that?
I wasn't a big fan of the signing in general, but I do like the fact that he's a big pass blocking running back. So that's huge, especially with what we need. But to me, him and Brown are like kind of the same running back. I mean, both are what, 5'9". I mean, they
Yeah,
just downhill. So I mean, Zach Moss did show when Taylor was out that he can be the guy. But I mean, I think with how damn it, I forget his name now.
Chase
Brown
Brown.
ran last year and was given a chance after he got injured. So I mean, it'll be interesting. I like the fact that he's more of a blocking running back. So that'd be the extra protector on third down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Greg, you
that's
got a
how.
thought?
Yeah, basically the same as what Mark said. When I first heard it, I wasn't like, "Oh yes." So it was just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this, because Zach Moss was never anyone I had on my radar and whatnot. But as Mark mentioned, I saw the comparison with him and Mixon and in the pass protection, and he's significantly better with that. And then I also heard that he does really well in the shotgun formation with that. And Joe Burrow prefers playing out the shotgun. So I'm warming up to it. I mean, it wasn't Saquon or something, like something I
Well,
always hope that we do, but
yeah.
I think it's growing on me.
For me, I like all the positives you guys pointed out on with the blocking and all that. I'm hoping for the backfield in general that it's more of a 60-40 and the 60 being Chase Brown. I'm hoping that the coaching staff was like, oh, look at this Chase. Oh, he's explosive. All right. So they have that confidence built that Chase Brown's can be the guy in today's NFL. It's never, I think Mixon might be one of the last workhorses you see the Bengals have until the game changes. 15, 20 years from now when it starts transitioning back like it traditionally, how all games go back and forth. But in the two-headed monster running game, two or three-headed monster really in the running backfield these days in the NFL, I think. So quote unquote workhorse is what I'm getting at for Chase Brown, even though it's more of a 60-40, 70-30, I'm hoping that they just use him for the running back style stuff and Moss for more the protector and occasional touches on the ball and, not necessarily use them always on third down. I like using them in situational like series. Like you might
Yeah.
see Chase sit out for a whole series and let Zach have his way with them, and then bring back Chase for a little bit. Kind of like what they started to do at the end of the year with Mixon and Chase, where they're giving them whole series. So I just hope overall the more touches go Chase Brown's way.
I'm with you. I
Oh,
am definitely with you with that. I hope that Chase Brown's second year he emerges as our primary back, if you will, and then Zach Moss, nice addition to change things up. Maybe like you said, situational series, third down situations, maybe here and there, but not to be predictable.
yeah.
Maybe some goal line stuff. But just to have the options. But I do hope Chase Brown emerges as a great sophomore season to build off the touches he did have last year.
Yeah, and I like that bringing Travion back. I like that they have confidence in him. They must see something that keeps bringing him back in the room, even if it's just his leadership or whatever it is. Maybe he's good at breaking down film. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff we don't see. Everybody
Yeah,
just wants to look at what's on the field and stuff like that. But having a veteran and a veteran that's been with the team, is helpful too. So it'd be something I like that I'm glad they have confidence in them. I don't know what they like about them. I'm hoping, I trust, in the coaching staff, I trust kind of situation. So,
yeah,
but, and then, who else? What do we, so I saw, Becton, he was in town, but he left without a contract.
okay,
So, but like Mark and I were talking before that he's injury prone is what
yep,
I've heard more than anything. So, but we need a
yeah,
right tackle. So,
yeah. And that's another one I wasn't sure about when I heard that he's coming here. I was like, his career so far has been so up and down, and I feel like a lot of downs, like you said, Brian, injury prone, and then he was getting beat a lot, or I shouldn't say a lot. I've seen some footage of him getting beat last year at the
oh,
Jets. Um, but we do need a right tackle. Yeah, I agree. Um, and I mean, last I checked, there's still some out there. I believe the guy from New England, I think he's just a tackle in general, but I can't think of his name right now. But maybe someone like that.
He re-signed already.
Who?
I think he re-signed already
Like
with the
today?
Patriots. No, like earlier in free agency.
Yeah, this is not the same guy then, because
I want. I'm
there's
looking
some
for
other
Trent
guy.
Brown. Are you thinking about Trent Brown?
Yes, Trent Brown.
I don't think he's New England, is he?
I thought so. Don't quote me on it. I'm gonna bet myself. Yeah, he's New England. If you want to fact check me.
I'll
Um,
look. I didn't think in my head. I was thinking he was a Cowboy or something. Oh, you're right. He is New England. Who was the Cowboy then?
oh, what's his name? Dang it, I can't think of his name. He's injury
Smith,
prone as well.
Smith, I think his name is for the
Yes,
boy.
Maybe.
yes. Tyron Smith, I believe.
Oh, Tyron. Yeah, you're right. I was getting him confused. So did Brown? Is Brown the one that re-signed? Mark, you're saying?
No, I'm looking at it now. It was on Onwenu.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of. You know who
Yeah.
also is
Yeah.
out there? That was Badakari from Green Bay. I don't know if he
Yeah.
would be interested in playing right tackle.
The longer they sit, the longer I think they'd be more willing to change.
yeah.
My opinion. Like the longer you sit out there.
And the longer you play, I mean, do you want your chance to get a ring or not?
Yeah. And it seems like even Jonah accepted his right tackle. From what I understand,
Position.
he's going to be a right tackle in Arizona, not the left.
Okay.
They're going to
I
move
was
Paris
curious.
Johnson. I've heard they're moving Paris Johnson to the left. So
Okay.
I mean, that's nothing's official, but that's just the Arizona reporter saying that that's the likely situation,
Interesting.
Sure.
which makes sense. I mean, you're going to want your Ohio State guy protecting Kyler blindside rather than Bama. So
Brian, Alabama fans are slow. Give them a minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Wait a minute.
yeah, I saw Jonah leaving anyway. He got paid more than what we were going to be willing to pay him, regardless. So
Yeah.
we need to reset that. We got to get some. I'd like to have someone in there before the draft, even if it was Becton with the injury concerns and stuff. Like, I'm not saying he has to be our starter all season because we could still draft someone, but I just don't want to
Yeah.
go in without anyone that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
still think Becton's probably better than what we have otherwise. I had high hopes for a couple of them when we drafted them a couple years ago, but it just hasn't come to fruition. So
Correct. Yeah. So with that, Brian and Mark, we mentioned the additions so far. What do you think about the departures? You hit on Jonah Williams already.
don't
Obviously, the
miss them
big
at all.
none of them.
I don't miss Jonah. Who else you got?
DJ Reader.
Eh.
That one kind of hurts. But I mean,
For the money you got. Eh.
they must have saw something on the like hit. Maybe if they saw something on his like recovery
Yeah.
that they didn't like, or
And I don't
or
think he's going to start week 1, and I think the Bengals want to start fast. We don't have time to dick around.
Yeah, I have a feeling he could be
Yeah.
he could be recovering still from his injury.
Yeah, I think he's going to be recovering for a couple weeks, and I just don't think they have time for that shit.
Yeah.
And with the money they've paid, like Rankins, if they get Rankins and they get Tart coming in, I'm fine with that.
I am too.
And then maybe we draft someone still. So it's like like I get like Antoine was saying via text, which I don't know if he's not going to make it because he for some reason didn't know that it was we're recording today, even though I told him. So,
Yeah,
but either way, I understand his desire to get a vet, but that's when I asked like what vet, and there is no vet. That like Tart's pretty much the only guy left really out there that we could bring in, and then we have to then we could draft. So we're kind of stuck banking on a rookie to a certain extent.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I think with the signing of Rankins, and then if we end up getting Tart as well,
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
yeah, I think it'd be legit.
And that we have that we bolstered the secondary. We got the vets in the secondary. I mean, having Von Bell come back is huge. He already knows the system. He's only 1 year removed.
Yeah,
And I don't know about you guys. When I knew Jesse Bates was probably going to leave, but when we found out Von Bell was also leaving, I was like,
that's
dang
what
it.
killed us. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both. Losing
So
both is what killed us. So
yeah, so I'm good there. I think at this point, sign Tart, but also in free agencies, find the right tackle. So I like
yeah,
you, Brian. I want a right tackle before the draft, even if he's ends up being our backup.
yeah, just someone that's a vet that could fill in or rotate, even if
Exactly.
some rotate in while the rookie's learning the job or whatever. But I mean, we do have to. I mean, not to like transition to the draft. We do got to land the draft in some spots, but
Hmm.
just being able to trade Mixon and get that extra seventh though was even helpful. Just little things
Yeah.
like that. Like we're just adding on draft picks, which is nice.
Well, I'm glad they did that because initially the report was he's being released. That you
Yeah,
guys. So
I heard
then,
that I heard Mixon's agent actually had a lot to do with that
okay.
on the rumor mill. They said that when he found out Mixon was getting released, he told Brown, "Hold on a second." He kind of was like, "Hold on, let me see something," then like because they Titans, gosh, ain't it? The Texans were going after they wanted I think it was Saquon they wanted.
Okay.
And obviously with them going to the Eagles, they were kind of all in with Saquon, and I think their backup choice was who was their other running back last year? Dude came from Buffalo.
Singletary.
Singletary. I think when they missed out on both of them, they're like, shit. So I think the agent kind of was like, hey, why don't you just secure your guy, give up next to nothing for it, and you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about him going somewhere else. You get your second, because they want that veteran with that rookie, that Pierce guy they have or whatever. So, and
Makes
then it
sense.
seems like they really like Mixon because I thought he was going to be a 1 year rental and he just got paid. So,
Yeah, 3-year extension.
yeah. So, but I heard, long story short, I guess, is that the agent was involved, from my understanding.
Well, it sounds like Nixon has a better agent than T. Higgins. So
Yeah.
just saying.
That agent
Yeah,
just doesn't like to deal with the Bengals.
I know. I know.
but still, like, are we gonna trade him? Like, are we actually gonna get something for him? Are we gonna make him play?
Justin Jefferson.
I would love that, but I don't think
I've
that's gonna
actually
happen.
heard we might pull the rare double tag
Yeah,
Oh,
because
I've heard those rumors.
even though he'll end up getting like what they say this year. What is he getting this year? Like 27 or 25,
20
I thought it was 21.
21, whatever it is. I think
somewhere
next
around
year
there.
it doubles to like 42
Oh
or
wow.
whatever. Whatever it is, I think it doubles. So if it's 21, it goes to 42,
Then he
which
should
is
have
still probably
stayed.
cheaper than what we'd have to pay him if we extended him, though. You know, because I think he
I
wants 50 mil guaranteed.
I say he just accepts it and make this a good year. Then he can make even more money with someone else, possibly by shelling out and winning a Super Bowl for us. Um, and yeah, then I'm good with that.
Yeah.
We just need that ring, man. We need that. We need
Oh,
that
I'm with
ring.
you. I just know the wide receiver market is getting more and more expensive. Like,
Yeah,
look at what Ridley got paid, and he hasn't done shit since
yeah.
he
Nine was
got
it 92
banked, dude.
million? And they
So,
didn't pay AJ Brown.
That right, and they were
yeah.
gonna. AJ wanted like 4 years for 100 million. They just signed Ridley for 4 years, 92 million. So I guess that 8 million mark was the cutoff for the Titans.
Apparently so.
Yeah. So I think the reality of it is we'll have T for one season, maybe two. But hopefully we can squeeze the Super Bowl in, you know.
Yeah.
But we can always draft one. That's also another reason I like to have the O tackle, right tackle kind of short up, then we can go all in on Coleman or trade all our draft picks for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can trade T for to the Cardinals along with our first round draft pick for their first round draft pick. Draft Marvin Harrison Jr. We're fine.
Works for
Mark,
me.
you can agree with that too. Come on.
No, I trade our entire draft for him.
Easy,
So
easy, the killer.
I'd pull the Ricky Williams the trade where they traded the world for him.
Yeah.
But no, it's been crazy. What other free agent non-Bengal stuff have you seen that is anything that's popped out there?
One thing I did not like was Patrick Queen not getting out of our division.
I know.
Yeah.
That kind of fucking ruined things.
Yeah. I am happy to see Russell Wilson though. Like he's trash.
Yeah.
I don't,
He'll maybe hopefully ruin the Steelers like he did the Broncos.
Yeah.
I don't like Derrick Henry being in our division, having to go
No.
against him. year.
I don't either, but luckily he's getting towards the tail end of his career, and we played fairly well against him.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
agree, Mark. I'd rather just get these players out of our division. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
no
looks
doubt.
like Callahan's going all in Tennessee,
Yeah.
so I like to see it. I'm rooting for him. I like the guy. So
Yeah. I'm good with it, except for the week we play them next year, obviously.
yeah. Yeah. Them and the Texans seem like they're really going. They're the Texans I'm kind of afraid of now. They really
Yeah.
are building shit up.
I agree. I
And we
think,
already don't like beating them in the playoffs. From somewhat recent memory, we can't beat them for shit.
yeah, you're right.
And now they have
But
CJ Stroud, which is like the GOAT. So
yeah, he was nice last year. I agree. He was nice. One of the ones that surprised me, it was not. It's just more so it's weird to me because I'm to get used to it. Like any other player gets traded, is Saquon going to a division rival with the
yeah.
Eagles?
Yeah.
That's gonna be weird to me.
Yeah. Went back to a little closer where his college ties were at, Penn State guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know where he's from originally, like city wise, but I know his college ties are near there.
yeah. I don't know where he's from either, but obviously Penn State. Should the Cowboys be concerned? By the way, it's kind of a weird,
They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything at
Yeah,
all.
they don't have a running back.
They have nothing. They're doing nothing. They're nothing.
Yeah, they get a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
The
They're out
Jerry
of luck.
is Jerry
And
trying
then,
something new?
yeah. And then Dak with those allegations coming out. You see that?
Yeah.
What were the allegations? I saw that his lawyer or something was doing something, but
It's
what were?
a SA situation.
Okay,
So one of those deals. So hopefully for him, it's just a money grab. He didn't do
yeah,
anything crazy, but you never know these days.
you don't. But you also know that's as old as time for a money grab.
Oh yeah. So one of those scenarios, but yeah, I think they're in shambles. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing down there. Jerry's old.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Speaking of not knowing what they're doing, fucking the Panthers are just trying to tarnish their franchise, just burn it from the ground up.
Wow. They did that right when they drafted Bryce.
Jesus Christ.
They're making sure the job's done at this point.
Yeah.
Trading
Yeah,
away
man.
Brian Burns and
Their biggest signing, looking at their free agency signing, is Deontay Johnson, the trade that they did, and we know how that worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, good
Well,
lord.
I'd have gave everything for fucking Burns, dude. That would have been. I'd have gave up T for Burns. Would you give up T for Burns? I probably would have gave up T and a first for Burns, to be honest.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, Burns is pretty nice.
I think we could have worked something there. I don't know what happened with that.
I wonder. Well, T probably changed his mind all the time. Like, no, I'll play here. I'll play here.
Never
Don't see me
mind,
there.
cancel. I don't want to play with that Bama trash.
Yeah, no.
You know, Sam Howell being traded today was pretty weird.
I know to the Seahawks, what's going? Is he their starter or is he just?
I think he's just their backup.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would imagine Geno Smith would still start.
I heard he's as good as gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I don't know what his contract says, but everything I heard was that he was as good as gone.
I think he had a 3-year contract.
All
They
right, so
signed
if he's still
him.
under contract, he's probably the starter. But I know they're shaping up for the future, especially with new leadership over there.
Speaking of which, Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta. Do you think Justin Fields is staying in Chicago at this rate? I mean,
I think so.
yeah,
Because I thought Atlanta was the spot for him. So
yeah,
I
the
think
only place he could go to would be Minnesota, but it'd be weird for them to trade in the division.
yeah.
Yeah, some schmucks are saying for him to run a backup role. I'm like, that's dumb. Like he's not a backup. He hasn't even had a
Backup to
legit
Caleb?
shot yet. Yeah. You're gonna tell me fucking Baker Mayfield's gonna revitalize his career and you're gonna put fucking Fields as a backup? Get out of here.
Yeah, because Baker got his too down in Tampa.
I do like what they did though in Atlanta, giving Cousins a lot more weapons too. I mean, they're not like big names, but I mean, Darnell Mooney, a lot of production. Rondell Moore, I think, is a sneaky signing. He wasn't used a lot in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Yeah.
Kendrell Hodges re-signed, and then they signed Ray McLeod.
Yeah. I'm excited to see
him.
how Cousins goes with London though, because I think London has just been screwed since he's been in the league. Him and Pitts both really
Yeah.
have been just kind of screwed since they've been in the league. So, because London to me was always a stud. I thought he was gonna be legit coming out.
We've never used Pitts to his abilities.
No,
No.
yeah.
It's like a waste of talent.
Yeah, I think Pitts will probably get the biggest stock lift just because I think Cousins likes tight ends. But I could see London really kind of popping off too. But yeah,
I was
then
kind of hoping Aaron Jones. We would have signed Aaron Jones.
yeah, that'd have been
I was,
cool.
Yeah.
I was hoping for that, but I get his
Oh,
reason for want to sign with Minnesota to put it back to Green Bay.
Yeah.
did Aaron Jones land on the team yet?
Yeah, he went to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay. Okay. There's just so
AJ
much.
Dillon hasn't. The other Packer hasn't. AJ Dillon's still out
Uh,
there.
No, AJ Dillon just resigned.
Oh, did he? I
Yeah,
missed that. With the Packers, he resigned? Oh, I missed that completely.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't think Mark sent us that update, so I blame him on that.
I did not. My apologies. Sirs. The
But no, there's been
Bears.
a lot of moves. Free agency's been more involved the last few years with the NFL. So now you really got to remember where the hell people go, and
Yeah.
kind of messes up my fantasy football because I'm like, where's he at? Is
Yeah.
he the starter or is he just out there? Like
Yeah, you're right though.
who's
And
Chicago get? They got a running back.
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. So what the hell's going on there? They have three running backs going on.
I like. I mean, I think the Commanders have had a pretty good free agency too. We've
I think
had pretty good people.
yeah, there's someone that's kind of surprised me going to the Commanders. But I feel like the Bears are in the same situation as the Cowboys. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they signed 3 offensive linemen so far.
The Commanders did.
No, the Bears.
Bears.
I mean,
Well,
trying to help them out at least. But I mean,
maybe,
the Commanders have had. I mean, they did 2, but then Austin Eckler, which was kind of weird.
yeah, that's gonna
They
be
have
another
they
weird
have
one to
B-Rob,
see. Yeah,
but I
yeah,
mean,
that one seemed weird to me because I don't know. It's gonna be weird seeing Eckler in a Washington jersey. Um, who was the quarterback they signed?
Marcus Mariota.
Oh, that's right. Journeyman.
Yeah, and then Bobby Wagner signed.
Yeah, I saw that. That one snuck by me. I didn't see that until earlier today, and that's a good signing.
It's really wild that him and Raekwon Smith from Baltimore, they negotiate their own contracts. They don't even use an agent.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Bet on themselves.
Yeah. The Cowboys actually did do something. They signed Eric Kendricks
Okay.
and re-signed Jordan Lewis and their long snapper Trent Sieg. So thank God for that.
Oh, I think I did remember seeing the long snapper. I think it was the Cowboys. It had to been because I can't think of any other team I've seen sign their long snapper.
I'm trying to figure out what the Chargers are doing, and I'm not really understanding it.
I'm fine with it.
Oh, I mean, 100% fine with it, but I like the Gus Edwards signing. I think that's underrated. But then they just picked up Will Disley, and then they picked up Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, I saw Aiden Hurst went there today.
So that's kind
Washed.
of
Washed.
it's weird. I don't know what they're doing. Raiders haven't done a lot either, except for get Wilkinson.
They got Mariota. Or not Mariota, Minshew's. Minshew Mania.
Oh yeah, and Flacco went to Indianapolis.
Yeah. So I
He's
wonder
out.
do you think Vegas is gonna roll with Minshew as quarterback?
No,
They're gonna draft or are they gonna go with Aiden O'Connell? Because
I think they'll draft.
he wasn't bad last year though. O'Connell wasn't.
I could see possibly like Jaden Daniels possibly going there, which I mean wouldn't be a bad pickup for them.
But you're believing that the Raiders are on draft the quarterback?
I think they'll draft a quarterback.
Yeah. I think O'Connell's going to get screwed because I think he could be a starter, but it's just one of those he didn't get drafted by this regime things.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because he's not immobile, so he's not like the quarterbacks that everybody like sexy quarterbacks everyone likes right now. But he's got a freaking cannon and he's pretty accurate. You know, he's that old school. If he came out in like the '90s, dude, you'd have been loving that dude.
Well,
Yeah.
he led the Raiders to beat the Chiefs
Mm-hmm.
Christmas.
Yeah, I think he's somewhat legit. I'm not saying he's like a top tier or anything, which that's what everybody wants, but I think he's legit. He should be starting. He's one of the 32 probably best, you know.
Well, sometimes you have to have a legit person, and that's sometimes fine. There's plenty of
Yeah.
legit quarterbacks on teams that have won Super Bowls or even less than legit.
Yeah. I mean, there's still people that believe in Trevor Lawrence, so as long as that's the thing.
You know, actually has had a pretty good free agency too is the Dolphins. They just reloaded on their defense basically. Picked up Shaq Barrett, Jordan Brooks, Anthony Walker, Kendall Fuller, Jordan Poyer. I think it's a huge signing for them. Hey, the one signing I think is really underrated is Curtis Samuel going to the Bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Curtis
He's
Samuel
an
is one of the,
upgrade from Gabe Davis, in my opinion.
I agree too. I think Curtis Samuel is one of those underrated wide receivers that no one really thinks about.
Yeah. I mean, he got stuck out in Washington forever with basically a rotating door of nobody quarterbacks. So now it's at least he has a chance. I think Shakir's going to step up for them too, though. The Bills. I think this is his make or break year. Either he does it or he's not gonna. Because they finally opened up getting rid of Gabe Davis, so there's no more excuses not to try to feed him the ball. But
J.K. Dobbins is still looking for a team.
yeah, he's just so hurt all the time.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying he won't land somewhere for at least training camp, but I don't. Unfortunately, I think it's the end of time. I just think he's too hurt.
Back-to-back ACL injuries.
Yeah.
He got Kajanad.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
think
and
he's toast, unfortunately.
yeah, it is a shame. I mean, it's a shame. It's just nice. It'll be nice to get him out of our division, obviously, but yeah, it just
He could have been so much greater.
yeah.
Mhm.
So that
Um,
happens. I don't know. Is there any moves you think we can? Have we improved our chances to win a Super Bowl? I guess should I say that? Do we think we've gone in the right direction? Like not just hoping, but like honestly.
I think we took a right step,
Yeah.
honestly. I think we took a good step of this. I mean, obviously, more in the free agency to come, but I think the draft will tell a lot.
Yeah.
I think us getting 2 third-round picks is huge instead of 2 sixth.
Yeah, the
yeah,
draft will help. I just always hold hope that we're gonna make a trade of some sort, but we just never do. Like
I'm with you. Every year, I'm like, come on, do something big,
yeah, it just never happens.
and then I usually get kind of disappointed and anxious, and then like around this time, actually in free agency, and I look to see what we have done. I'm like, oh yeah, we did pretty good actually, but I want that one
Yeah.
like boom.
Yeah. Just someone that's gonna be a game changer.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But I think Mark is right. I think we did head in the right direction, but I'm maybe cautiously optimistic as well. But the reason why I think we're in the right direction is I like giving the veteran defensive pieces, whether it's at the line or the secondary. Um, and I like Gesicki. That's an improvement from Irv Smith. So
yeah, and I think he's much better than people are gonna give him credit for too. I think he had a kind of a bum ending to Dolphins because they were going through a regime change. So
mhm.
I don't think they were using him as much as they should have. Then for whatever god awful reason, he decided he wanted to go to New England. I think that was because what was their O coordinator? Wasn't he is like his coach in college or something like that? Bill O'Brien.
He could have been.
I think he was like one of his coaches, and I don't know if it was his head coach or whatever. I think he was like a coach with him in college. I think they had college ties together.
Okay.
Might have been the reason he went there, but now I think he has a chance because he has, there is no competition on the team really for tight end, and Burrow's going to be an upgrade on quarterback that he's ever had. So I think it'll be a legit shot for him, in a motivational year. So I hope so. I think he's a good receiver. He's probably the best receiving tight end we've had in the Burrow era. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
Yeah, you
Natural receiving. I don't know who else. Like Uzama had a good year, but he's not naturally that much of a receiving tight end.
yeah, I think Uzama the result was a Burrow effect type thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I liked Hayden Hurst, but he just he was injury prone a little bit, and
I'm not even just taking out the injuries. I just think if you were to say pick the better receiving tight end, I think Gesicki's a little better than Hayden. As a natural receiver is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and
Not stats,
Gesicki,
not all that, just as a natural.
Well, he does seem like more like a wide receiver than a tight end.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm getting at. He's more of
yeah.
more athletic,
Mhm.
more receiver. He might not do the tight end stuff as well, the blocking part and all that, but
Or the gritty as well.
What's that?
Or the gritty as well.
Oh yeah.
Jamar will take care of that.
Or hopefully there'll be two people to teach him that, once we trade for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, we'll have the triple gritty. It's kind of like
Yeah.
the triple geek and Miami Ducks, except the triple gritty.
Yeah.
That would be pretty wild if they could pull it off, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't either, but I'm still holding on to that. Like I told people at work, not until I see Justin Jefferson put his ink to the paper, I'm still gonna hold on to that hope. As ridiculous as it sounds. The other day though, I was like, oh man, come on, if you guys pull this off with the Jamar's cryptic text or tweet and then Eifert throwing fuel in the fire and then Kay Adams tweeting, I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah.
Let it
Do
happen.
this.
Yeah. No, it would be nice. I just don't know that we could truly afford all of them.
Yeah.
You know.
He should do it out of the kindness of his heart.
I think he should just come for a 1-year deal. If he's gonna play on like a franchise type tag or a 1-year deal, he may as well do it here.
I'm with that as well.
And give us just the 1-year cap, and then he can go get paid or something.
I mean, Terrell Owens did that.
Yeah.
Played 1 year with us.
But if financially we could squeeze it in, it would be right now. We'd have to. I mean, I know it's a pipe dream, but I could also see like if we did it, we'd have to almost front load him so that we could backload Jamar. And I do think Burrow might have to restructure.
Yeah.
I didn't do the math, but I mean, they all want to be paid.
Well, he's got plenty of money to restructure his contract, so
yeah. So if they want to, if we're basically going to have the top 2 paid wide receivers in the league on the same team, we're going to have to do some contract gymnastics. Not just out of pocket money, but also like, the cap and how you load it and how it's all going to work out.
Yeah.
Devin White just signed with the Eagles.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but their GM is just like a mastermind of making things work.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah, that's one thing I wish the Bengals had a little better. Not that we do an awful job, but I feel like there's just so many teams. I'm like, how do they afford all the plucking players they have?
Right.
Right.
I'm like,
it's not like it's scrubs by no means.
Yeah.
I also heard is Tyler Boyd just gonna be going to Pittsburgh.
I hope not.
I know.
The only hope I have is they said he's visiting the Jets too.
I get the ties though. I mean,
that's what he went to Pitt.
Going back and
yeah, I get that, but still Pittsburgh. So
yeah, that's.
I'm hoping he goes to the Jets.
Most enticing thing.
Let him go. We don't even play the Jets this year, so even better.
Yeah.
I will say one other thing that I forgot to mention that I was bummed about was Jermaine Illuminer or whatever his name is going to the Giants.
Yeah, he's who I wanted most out of anybody, I think.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come here just based off all the lead up to free agency. It was like I think we'll land him, plus the right tackle.
Yeah. Only problem with free agency now, we're in that era of too much information out there, so you never know what to believe or what not to believe.
I know.
Even when it comes from legit sources, you still don't know. Where
Yeah, that's why depending on how big it is, I'll find multiple sources first. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's legit.
yeah.
Like Orlando Brown last year when we
Because
got the
even some of the national sources want to, they want to be first so bad they might spill something that's not right
Mm-hmm.
always. But I pretty much stick with, Rap Sheet and locally James Rapine, kind of seems to be on a shit. Shefty's
Yeah,
okay, but
Valor's pretty good.
yeah. Oh,
And nothing else too crazy. I see.
what do you got, Mark? Got a breaking news?
No, just that Devin White. I don't see anything. Nothing. Oh, there's something about DJ Reader. Uh, says he was a little bit surprised on how things played out with him leaving Cincinnati, but he's exactly where he's supposed to be.
Till we beat them in the Super Bowl, then he won't be exactly where he thinks he's supposed to be. But no,
Yeah.
I wish him well, but we need to, yeah. I don't know. I'm still not overly excited. I guess I'm trying not to be negative, but none of our moves have made me say, "Oh God, yes, that's going to make us go to the Super Bowl."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. That's why I think we did a baby step in the right direction,
Yeah,
but nothing that blew my mind or anything.
because even with keeping Higgins and we have Jamar, we still need that third wide receiver to step up, whether it's Charlie or Yoshi or Irwin or other. You know,
Yeah,
you still need that third because even if Gesicki's more of a wide receiver and he kind of replaces Boyd in the slot, he still is our tight end. So it's either Gesicki becomes our Boyd and then we go get another tight end. That could be the option.
yeah. I mean,
If we get if Bowers type drops, but if but we need other stuff too. So it's like, do you want to take Bowers and roll with? I don't think they will do that. I think they know Bowers probably won't be there. But even if he is, I think their hope is or focus is more maybe a D tackle or maybe a receiver, something like that, but not. I think that just the Gesicki signing is what they're going to do at tight end.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm scanning over the wide receivers that are still available according to PFF, and there's not really much to choose from. I'm seeing it, but I'll just read it off to you guys real quick. There's Marquise Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., which I think is funny because he wants to stay in Baltimore, but he was notified he's
Garbage.
Tyler Boyd, but obviously that's from us. DJ Chark, Michael Thomas.
Did he officially get cut?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because I saw a back and forth about that.
He-
Someone said he got cut, and then Michael Thomas was like, I didn't get cut.
I think they told him he's gonna be released on that the June 1st cuts or whatever.
No, yeah, whatever it was said though. It was
Yeah.
Michael Thomas's Twitter said I was not.
No.
I was not. That's all I know. But that was early yesterday, so things could have changed, you know. But either way, go ahead.
No one told him, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Josh Reynolds, KJ Osborne, Cedric Wilson Jr., Marquez Valdez Scantling, Braxton Berrios, Donovan Peoples Jones, Quez Watkins, Byron Pringle, Chase Claypool, and Paris Campbell.
Braxton Berrios is still in free agency. We need to sign him fast.
Immediately.
Game changer.
As soon as I read his name, I was thinking about you, Mark. I'm like, oh, there's Braxton.
But no, out of that, there's nothing that's sexy. I love Michael Thomas, but he's old and hurt.
Yeah, I'll say injury prone.
So
If we can resurrect him to the Michael Thomas though from a few years ago.
I'm not saying not bring him in, but I don't know that that's someone that I'm like, oh, he's gonna win us the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know. Valdez Scantlin, maybe. But again, I'd rather just probably go with our rookies, like,
Mhm.
because I'm thinking of it that way too, is like, which rookie are we screwing out of playing time by bringing in one of the, I'd rather focus that on the draft because the draft's so deep, we might be able to get someone in the second,
Yeah.
or trade up in the second, which I always say that in hopes that we'll trade it, but we never do that shit either.
Well, and if we do, we always trade backward.
Yeah, so we do the Patriot way. We go fucking add more sixth rounders for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm just I don't think I could. I know I couldn't be a real life GM, but if I was, boy, I'd have no picks, dude. I'd be buying everybody. I'd only go into the draft with like a first or a second because I'd keep one of them, and all the rest of
Yeah.
my picks would be gone because I'd just be trying to buy everybody.
You'd be like George Steinbrenner was with the Yankees.
Yeah, I would just try to buy the chips as much as possible and bring in someone that's genius with money, like that can work cap and all that.
Yeah.
I would just bring the guys in and like, you figure out their payment, dude. I don't know. Figure out
I
how to
want
pay
this
them, dude.
guy.
Yeah, you figure out how to pay him, but I'm bringing them in. I
If
want
you
all
don't,
these
you're
guys.
fired.
I'm buying all these guys, but I'd have the best hype on the off season at least. We might not be shit during the season, but you guys would be hyped up for the off season.
You'll be an ESPN staple.
Yeah, I will not. I'm not ESPN. I'd go to NFL Network.
No, I mean they'll talk about you.
No, I would sue them. I would not allow that. But I don't know. I don't know. I miss sexy. I like the sexy moves. I like the
Yeah.
bold moves, But hopefully we can do something in the draft. Also, I'm not too mad at what we've gotten thus far, but I still like a little more. It just doesn't seem like it was as deep for like what we needed this year. Like last year was seemed like a little more deep for what our needs were. So, but I'm glad we're making some moves. I'm glad we weren't with the Cowboys that made what do they say, maybe one move so far.
They
Or
got
something.
long snapper.
3 actually.
No, they made 3. So
Kendricks, their long snapper. Thank God they got him back. 'Cause I was worried.
yeah.
And then some corner.
Nothing sexy, Brian.
Nothing sexy.
All right, I guess since we're in our second hour, you want to transition to University of Cincinnati Bearcats basketball?
Yeah.
Like they're making a little run that maybe people didn't anticipate. And I only say that since we beat the Jesus out of Kansas.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 wins were like, all right, West Virginia, we ended the season on. That's great. Then we beat them again in the tournament. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And the fun fact was that was the first time in 7 tries that we won back-to-back Big 12 games.
Oh.
The first time in 7 tries this season, that we won back-to-back Big 12 games.
I saw we also set a record against West Virginia for most threes made in a Big 12 game.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
That's good. So I'm getting superstitious with the games. I didn't get to watch till the very end of the West Virginia because I being at work.
Yeah.
So then I didn't watch most of the Kansas game because I was nervous. Because it seems like every time I watch, we lose.
Yeah.
For the beginning of the season, I was watching every game, but then there got towards the end where I wasn't able to catch all of them. And every time I didn't catch one, we won the damn game. But every time I watched, we lost. So my superstitiousness kind of came in. I'm like, I don't really want to watch it. I do, but I don't. So I figured I was like, I'm going to wait till we're at least in the chip of the Big 12 if we get there, then I'll watch.
So I'm guessing you're not watching tonight's game.
Probably not much. I might watch part of it, but honestly, it's past my bedtime anyway.
Yeah.
The only reason I caught any of last night is because I took today off.
Okay.
So I'm not really, never really fully planned to watch tonight. I might catch some of the beginning while I'm laying in bed, but
yeah,
I mean, is your opinion? Either one can jump in. That do we have to win the whole damn thing to get in?
It's looking that way.
I think so.
You don't think that beating Kansas and Baylor is a good enough?
Well, I think the only knock for us beating Kansas, I think that would take an effect would be the injuries that Kansas had. I think that's what if you're going to the committee, that's what they would knock us on.
Yeah, but we beat them by 20 at least instead of by like 4.
True.
But yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I think
we know. How many rounds do we have left in this thing?
I believe it's 3.
So we have tonight, which is 1 more.
Yeah.
And 2 after that.
Yeah.
Who would we play the winner of after Baylor? Do you know? I'm trying to look it up, but I can't find the
I think
dang.
it's Houston.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I had it earlier and then I lost it.
Let's
Oh, wait,
see.
hold on. It might be Iowa State.
Yeah,
I
it'll
thought it
be
was Iowa State. What's that?
It'll be Iowa State or Kansas State.
Okay. So, and Iowa State's pretty well ranked though. I don't know. You're probably right. We probably have to win the whole thing. I think I've heard that either. I heard that elsewhere, but I was hoping we could just make a good little run and still maybe
Yeah.
have some hope. Like if we beat Baylor and then, yeah, I mean, I guess at least making the chip. Could we make the chip? And like if we lose to Houston close?
I think so, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm afraid, you know how, I don't know. I just feel like committees and all this stuff are always against us for whatever reason
Yeah.
because we've had some big wins even up to now.
Yeah.
And I hate to keep hanging my hat on this because I don't like the losing, but some of those losses, most of those losses have been close games.
I think there's still only the one we lost by over 10, or am I wrong? Maybe there's a second one now that we lost over 10. I know at one point towards late in the season, we'd only lost one Big 12 game by more than 10 points.
I think it's more than one now.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but it's not a lot. There is.
No, it would only be 2, I think, because I would bet that wouldn't be 3. I could be wrong, but if I were to bet, I would say it's not more than 2 because it was fairly late in the season. But either way, I know we should have won some of them games to help our resume, but obviously the safest way is just to win it all and get in. But at least it seems like they're playing more loose, probably because they know they're just on bonus time, like
Finding their footing.
Yeah.
So, because I know the one game, man, it was Jizzle or not Jizzle, Day and Lukosius combined for 30 points or 60 points. I'm sorry.
This was nice.
Yeah, Day and Lukosius, there were 60 points.
I think probably our biggest game that we lost was the Dayton.
Yeah, I was thinking Big 12. I thought there was a Big 12. There was one Big 12 loss that was more than 10.
TCU.
TCU. Was there another one than that?
I am not seeing any other ones. Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
sorry.
UCF beat us by 11.
Okay, so
No. Sorry. We won by 11.
Okay.
My bad.
Iowa State by 9.
Yeah, I'm not. That's the only one I've seen, Brian.
That's what I thought. I thought there was only the one, but then I know, like I said, I missed a couple games, so I mean that should be, something to hang your hat on.
Yeah, I mean, we lost to Houston by 8 at Houston,
Yeah,
so that's a good loss if you want to call it that.
yeah. A lot of good losses, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But still losses, so I get it. But put us in another conference and we got 29 wins.
I know, right?
We're
a good team.
Yeah. Put us in the ACC and we got 29 wins. Maybe not the SEC. They're a little tougher this year, I think. But
yeah,
by far the hardest conference in the country. So.
Yeah, and I say for our first year in it as well, it's pretty impressive.
What's funny about the tournament though, and not that I'm critiquing it, but say right now we're out, but say we fuck around and win the whole thing, then all of a sudden we're like the 9 seed. So how do you go from being the 66th best team because you're 1 or 2 out, 65th, whatever, 66th best team to a 9 seed?
Yeah.
Like to one of the top, was that like almost top 30 teams in the country? So it's like, that's the logic's just not there in my head. I get, it's there's more that goes into it, but I've always been like, well, if we know we're out today, even in the chip, say we make it to the chip and we still got to win the whole thing. We're like, all right, well, we're not going to make it unless we win the whole thing. But I guarantee you, if we win the whole thing, we're like a 9 seed. So it doesn't add up, the math, the math doesn't add up in my head.
The math's not mathing.
No. Well, what I was saying, Mark, when you walked away is like, if we don't win the whole Big 12 tournament, we won't make it. So that means we're what, like maybe the 65th, 66th best team in the country then, right? Or we win it and we're like the 9 seed, which means we're a top 30. And I get
Yeah.
there's like a lot of at large, or auto bids. I get there's the auto.
Yeah.
So you got to take that in mind. But it's still, I don't know. I'm not saying I want to change it, but I guess my selfishness is like, we're in a big boy conference now and it's not helping us get in.
Yeah.
So,
And like you said, the math doesn't math because if we win it all and we get the 9 seed, that's in the top 36 teams of the country. If you
yeah.
base it,
And how many conferences get in? Like 10, 15?
it seems like a lot with college basketball because they
Yeah.
get like random small ones, like Harvard won there, Ivy League, and
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't believe it's not. Well, I guess it's every conference champion, and
Every
but
conference champion gets in,
yeah,
plus
so
maybe more depending on who they are.
right,
Because like Gonzaga always had that mid major and they're usually in. But if they don't win their chip, that means whoever beat them in the chip and them are probably in. For an example, I don't even know how they are this year. I'm just using them as a normal
oh either.
mid major type team. They're one that is almost an auto in as a mid
Yeah,
major. Kind of like we were in the Conference USA days. Like we were pretty
yeah.
much going to make it in to the NCAA tournament regardless.
Well,
And there was 1 or 2 years that like maybe like Marquette won the Conference
Mm.
USA, so we both got in, or something like that, or
yeah, I was about to
NC
say,
Charlotte or whoever. What's that?
I think we won Conference USA every year except for like the last year, and that was Marquette. I
Yeah,
want.
good old D Wade.
Yep.
God dang it!
Bad
Yep.
man there.
But no, yeah, I think if we can get in, if we can squeeze in though, we can mess some brackets up. I
Oh
still
yeah.
believe that. I think if we get in, we're gonna mess some brackets up, dude. Especially because
Yeah.
they like to align it where we don't have to play our own conference at least for the first few rounds. So that would be advantageous for us. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
to play anyone else in the country that's not in the Big 12 at this point. Let us get in and we'll go play whoever the hell you want. This will be the year that I'd like to see us try to play Kentucky. Not back when they screwed us when we had a subpar team and they're like, oh, in the third round or second round, whatever the hell it was, we drew Kentucky.
Yeah.
We got our, we didn't even really get our butts handed to us. We actually played pretty well for most of the game.
Yes, we did.
But it was like going in, you kind of knew we didn't really have a shot. This team, I'd like, there's not a team in the country I wouldn't put them up against.
Yeah.
Even Houston. I'm not the saying we'll beat them, but like you said, we lost by like 8 in their own stadium.
Right.
So I'd like to
Yeah.
see it. I think it'd be exciting. So hopefully we can win it all and squeeze in or find a way to get in somehow.
Yeah. I would like to watch the big dance with us in it, especially
Yeah.
this team.
And this is
Like
the first year for me I've gotten back into college basketball in a while. So,
same here. I've
yeah.
watched more college basketball this year than I have in a while,
Oh, yeah.
which is funny because last year it was baseball in the summer. I got into baseball again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm falling back into like my 20-year-old Greg.
Yeah. Watching more
I think,
sports. Well,
yeah,
40's the new 20. So here we
there
are,
you go.
which makes
I haven't
Mark an
watched.
infant.
I even watched a little bit of
Oh,
NBA more recently.
I refuse to watch the NBA until LeBron's not on the Lakers. I can't
Oh, I
not.
know.
I cannot emphasize that enough.
I know.
So I will not watch until he is no longer on the Lakers. So they will not get my ratings. I do miss it because I do enjoy the NBA, but I will
Yeah.
not until he's off.
Speaking of which, I watched documentary on Netflix last weekend on the Malice in the Palace.
Oh yeah,
If you guys haven't checked it out, it was good. Yeah, they focused around. They took like basically they interviewed Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, and Jermaine O'Neal. It was good. And
apparently the Dynasty one that they have out about the Patriots. I gotta find out what that's on. I want to watch that one. Apparently, they're painting Belichick in like the worst light possible.
huh.
really,
Yeah,
hmm.
I have to
Yeah,
find out what that's on.
but
Did
no,
you have anything else on March Madness? I have one little tidbit I was gonna say. It's not related to basketball.
you
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Did you guys see the fight that's happening between Mike Tyson and uh
Um,
was it Logan
Jake
Paul or Jake
Jake
Paul?
Paul.
One of them?
I think it's Jake. Is it Jake, the smaller one?
I mean, either one, they're gonna get whooped.
Yeah, I think Tyson's gonna knock him the fuck out, unless
Why
it's
would you
Jake.
fight Mike?
I mean, Mike is almost 60, but I mean, it is Mike Tyson. And looking at the videos that he's posted,
Yeah.
he's like super lean and still looks like he can hit unnecessarily hard. So, I
Plus,
mean,
crazy is crazy, man. No matter how old you are.
Yeah, and
And
60, he's got that old man strength now, so he can,
yeah,
you
you read
know,
my mind.
yeah, he got that old man strength, dude. He's even tougher.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think unless it's rigged, Tyson knocks him out pretty
yeah,
quick. So
it'll
that's
be
all. I just wanted to throw that out there though, because I was like, what?
yeah,
Okay.
I miss boxing when it was good back in the, you know, back in the
90s.
90s, late 80s, early 90s. It was good, and that's gone to shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even pay attention to it, but when I saw that, I was like, I might have
Yeah.
to watch that one.
it's wild, wild times, wild times to be
Yeah.
alive.
You think Bearcats win tonight, though? The prediction?
I think, I think we. I'm gonna go by 2, and it's
Oh,
gonna be a buzzer beater.
Oh,
oh, so my heart's gonna go crazy as long as I stay
Lukosius
away.
from deep downtown.
Yeah, I think it'd be a close one as well.
Yeah, I think either way it's going to be close, but
Yeah, I do too.
I think UC has a shot.
Yeah, I think they have a shot. Like, there's the pessimistic side of me where it's going to they lose and our tournament talks are over anyways because it's Cincinnati sports for you. Or,
Yeah.
but I'm also I mean, as long as they play a clean game, they can beat. I truly believe they can beat anyone.
See, for me with the Cincinnati Sport tees that you're going with, I don't think we've made it far enough in the tournament yet for our upper to be crushed.
Good
So,
point.
I think we get our. I think it would either be after this game because we beat Baylor, then we'll start getting our confidence as fans. We're like, oh, they just beat Baylor, so we can beat Iowa State.
Yeah.
You know, and then we probably squeeze by Iowa State. They're like, oh, okay, we got a shot at this thing, and then we get smacked and
Yeah.
lose by 35.
Yeah. And we're like, I hate this game.
Yeah, it's stupid. This is dumb. What do I watch this shit? But no, I don't think we've made it far enough for the Cincinnati curse to get us yet. So we got to get a
Well,
little closer. Yeah, we got to get a little closer.
and you're right because now we get further now. It
Yeah,
used to be only like the first round or not even making it, like barely
yeah,
almost missing. Now it's like, we had the Bengals losing the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship game back to back years.
yeah,
We had FC Cincinnati lose. Was it the semis? Yeah, semis last
yeah,
year. The Reds will probably break our heart this year. They'll probably make a run, and then some stupid team in the National League will beat us in the pennant or something. I don't know.
mm-hmm.
I hope
No,
not.
yeah, we'll push it a little further. We're not. The players are getting their confidence up, though. It looks like. So that's a
I
good
like it.
thing. And I think that's a lot of what they were missing in some of the games was just a confidence thing because they looked like they were pressing too much, like pressing themselves, putting too much pressure and trying to try too hard at the end of games. They're freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to calm down. Like, calm down and do what you've been doing all game, like,
I think that's a microcosm of that to me is Skillings.
yeah,
He gets too hyper for me sometimes. I'm like, just calm down, make this short basket, or don't
yeah,
just. Ugh, come on,
yeah.
man.
He's all over
You have a
the
skill.
a lot of day not finishing his layups for whatever, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, like
Yeah, between them, I'm with you on that. They're just kind of like hyper.
yeah. I was like,
Dude,
just calm down.
Yeah. Yeah. And Skillings being one of the leaders, yeah, I could see that for sure. Because a lot of people were saying he's the best player on our team. Really, like by far, they said he could go pro.
Yeah, I've heard talks about him going pro.
But basically him and then like Jizzle, but Jizzle's a freshman, so he's going to need another year at least.
Yeah,
But
Jizzle's personally one of my favorite guys on the team. I just like the way he plays.
I like Day Day too if he could just finish his dang layup.
Yep, I
But he
like
did go
David.
off the other day. Like I said, he had 29 points the other night, and Coach just had 31.
Yeah.
So it was a good night to watch.
Lukosius is definitely not afraid to do heat checks. I noticed lately too. His confidence is way up.
Oh yeah, well he's freaking. They're comparing him to what's his name with Dallas, the Euro.
Oh, Luca.
Yeah, he's the Luka of Cincinnati.
Hey, I'll take it because
Yeah.
Luca is pretty good in the NBA, I'd say.
Yeah, but no, he's got that Euro confidence, dude. He don't give a shit. I miss Frederick. I wish Frederick he got hurt again, dude. Like he came back, like that was our. If we had him and Lukosius, dude, I wouldn't be worried at all.
Yeah.
Frederick was he was at the first 4 or 5 games of the season, whatever it was before he got hurt, he was knocking them all down. He was just money from three. So if we had those two, as long as
Yeah.
one of them's hot, we'd be gold.
Oh yeah. Because
Oh,
obviously no bueno when none of them are hot and they're chucking up threes.
yeah. But maybe he'll come back for the big tourney. I don't know how hurt he is. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but
Yeah.
Matt's usually the expert on the injury report there. So
He
he's
finished.
watching Family Ties or some shit. I don't know what he's doing at home. Some weird shit.
Michael Fox,
Yeah. He said something about family ties with family meals. I don't know.
the Keatons.
Eatons. But no.
Uh, somebody just posted on Twitter that the Bengals were at Jeff Ruby's. It looked like Frank Pollock was there, so that guy might still be here.
Or someone new.
That too, or Tart went out to dinner with him, so they might still be here. So that might be promising.
Is it
You never
Justin
know.
Jefferson?
Maybe Jefferson just wants to see how the O line's coming along.
I was
Yeah.
like, maybe if they were to pull that off,
It would break everything.
it would break the internet.
They already almost broke the internet just by Chase did by just saying what he said.
You know what ended up happening? Be like that with the Chris Paul trade. Somehow we would get screwed on it.
Oh, don't no.
Oh,
No,
don't
no,
say
no.
that. I'll burn something to the ground. Do that shit, dude. I'll go right to NFL headquarters like, you son of a bitch.
Like, why can't we have him?
Yeah. We can never have nice things. Give us nice things.
Yeah.
Come on, Goodell. Oh, man. But it really comes down to, in conclusion, Burrow needs to stay healthy. That's the
Yeah.
number one. That's what we're missing the most is Burrow's health, in my opinion. So if he can stay healthy, that's why we need a right tackle somewhere. So hopefully there's a right tackle with him at Jeff Ruby's. Regardless of who it is, I need someone.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just checked. I checked Jamar's Twitter just now, and his latest tweet is just that Tesla truck poop emoji. So
Well, I guess we're not getting a Tesla. But
Tesla truck
yeah.
at least.
But yeah, I'll take any right tackle right now. Honestly, I know I'm kind of being desperate with it, but I just want to have some security going into the draft, and not
Yeah.
have to take one in the first round necessarily. We
And I
can
like to
if the
get-
right one's there, but
And I prefer to get one that's still decent available now instead of we wait even longer and get someone that literally is just a warm body for us.
yeah. Yeah, because we kind of have warm bodies on the squad already. We don't need to do that.
No.
We have folks on the squad that are just warm bodies if we're doing that. But
Yeah, because there's not a whole lot of offensive tackles listed here. They have Tyron Smith and Trent Brown as the top two that haven't signed. And actually, they have them as the top two regardless. So even more so, I would like to have Trent Brown.
yeah.
But Becton is fourth on that list. Third available.
And maybe one of them's in town. Maybe one of them is that. Maybe they're at Ruby's quietly in there. Do we have anyone at Kenwood Mall that can help find out anything for us? Remember that?
Of course.
But
We need a ground reporter, don't we?
we really should though. Like, I mean, one of these years we need to just kind of like hang out around Ruby's, for a few days. I'll start taking my vacation for free agency week and just kind of just
Cover.
yeah.
And
Or
here's
maybe
the
get a part-time job this time of year at Ruby's, like serving or something,
Oh, there you go.
and just have a webcam on me live all the time, like a GoPro, but like a little one, like on a name badge type thought, the spy kind.
Just remember to turn it off when you go bathroom.
Yeah. But no, I probably wouldn't do the server. I'd do the host because you see everyone that comes in if you're the host.
True.
Server, you get stuck in a section, but the host. You're gonna have like, oh hey, who's this guy?
Although with our luck, they'll use the secret back door.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true.
Like, Brian, where were you, man? You're there. I didn't
Yeah.
see
Well,
him.
you know me. I wander around the restaurant. I don't really stay where I'm supposed to. You've worked with me
That's
before.
true. That's true.
I wander around.
I remember that back from when we worked together.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get two of us in there, one for the front, one for the back. One of them
There
could
you
be
go.
one of us could be the dish cleaner, the other one could be the host. Waiting to see who comes in. Oh, all right. Well, that's I don't know. Anybody else got anything to add to this app?
Mm-mm.
I do not. Interested to see what the rest of free agency brings.
Transpires for sure.
No. Well, we missed Matt, missed Antoine. Antoine's full of excuses of why he's not here. Tip, per usual, just like he's full of excuses why his dynasty team is trash. And I know I hear him now. Oh, but Brian, I made the playoffs. Okay, that means you didn't get the chip. That's all that matters, Antoine. You didn't get the chip.
And it looks like Matt still is a little scarred from the Fred Taylor talk.
Yeah, I think he figured out he was wrong because remember he said he was going to bring all the stats. Obviously, he read the stats and realized he has no idea what he's talking about. It's the only thing I can assume. So he was pretty cricket about it last week, and this week he just didn't
Show up.
So, but since he's not here, we'll say it. Go Cats.
Go Cats.